Here at the Neonatal Intensive Care Unit of the Bolgatanga Hospital, health workers strive to keep this baby alive. He was born only 2 days ago after just 6 months in the womb. He needs all the special professional attention he can get if he must survive. There are at least 5 babies here at the moment, all born before the expected 37 completed weeks in the womb. And so they need to be given special care before they are discharged. Evelyn Dakwa is a neonatal intensive care nurse here at the Bolgatanga Hospital. Together with her colleagues, she must ensure that all these babies born prematurely receive proper care so that they can go on to live normal, healthy lives.
These are the incubators. This one is incubator with a phototherapy machine. So normally what we do is when a baby comes and we assess, we put them on the incubator, so the preterm babies, we put them on the incubators for 24 hours, and when they are stable, we give them to the mothers to start with the Kangaroo mother care. Like those days that this kind of incubators and other things wasn't there, that normally they reject those babies. Now we have all those incubators and other things in our facility. So when you give birth and your baby is a premature, and they refer you, especially in the CHIP centers, and they refer you to come to the regional hospital, I will play with them to come so that the necessary need that we can help also to improve the health, we can help them to do it.
The medical procedures sound very simple, but not all parents whose preterm babies survived found it so easy to raise them. In some parts of Ghana, there are outmoded traditional beliefs which frown upon babies born before 9 months of gestation. Such babies, even when they survive and grow up, have to face stigma together with their parents. Kojo Agana and his wife are an example of such parents. Their daughter, Amanda, now 11 years old, was born after just 6 months of her mother's pregnancy. At the time, Mr. Agana and his wife were living and working in Kumasi in the Ashanti region. He says his initial reaction when he saw his premature baby was to plan to abscond with his wife and leave the baby to her fate at the hospital.
The mother said she's not feeling good. So I sent her to the hospital just for me to realize that she has given birth to a premature child. And the doctors asked us to keep something, 50 million.
That's
1,500. I should keep 1,500. I said, oh, Master, where am I getting that sort of money? So when the doctor said that, I told my wife that, Master, we should go and leave that element lying down. She's not a baby. She's not a human being. I told my wife in front of the doctor, to me, I do not think the doctor understands Frafra. No, the man understands what I said. So I asked my wife that if I go down, she should also follow me. So the doctor looked at me until I descent. Then she called on me that I should come back to him. So I went there and the doctor told me that, Papa, in Chi, Papa, Obano, one kola muguhanino, Obano, or ya qualacho munina, a colabua dachano. When you are doing so big, Janet, who Jana or Jan with this year, or ya ni papa no dahono. I said, but what, doctor, what did I say you are telling me this? Yes, that is why he's telling me. I want to go and leave the child. He's a human being. So I have to accept. And I said, okay, I'll go and bring the money.
Following the doctor's advice, Agana decided to keep the baby, and soon he developed a strong emotional connection to her.
When she was a baby, when she's crying, the mother himself could not realize that the child is crying. But I can be outside. But when the child is crying, I realize that he's crying. I will come in and tell the mother the child is crying. Really, before the mother will turn, she will see that the child is crying. I was so tight to the child that I would know whatever was going wrong to the child than the mother knowing the child.
But the father and daughter bond between Agana and little Amanda would soon be put to a difficult test following his decision to move his family to his hometown of Winkongo in the Upper East region of Ghana.
In this house, when we came down to this house, my own father told me that she's not a living child, that she's not a human being. So for that matter, we should neglect her. She wants us to kill her. We should neglect her. So for me to realize that one day I went out, and when I came, there was a man sitting down. My father called me and told me that the other time what he told me is why this man is sitting. So I told the man that, Master, if you didn't move out from this house, maybe you will lose your life. Yes, to come and kill the child. So I have to threaten the man. Tell him that if you joke, I will shoot him. I don't have even pepper. But to get my child, I have to fight the man for him to walk out, and then I will get my child.
Apart from the insinuations by Agana's now deceased father that baby Amanda was an evil spirit that had to be eliminated, Agana and his wife had to deal with people who constantly called their baby by all manner of demeaning names.
Some used to say she's a lizard, some used to say she's a cockroach, a lot. Some used to tell me I should go to Bakologo and find Bakologo Suseya and find her whereabout, so that I know the sort of human being she is.
Oh, la kan wa sera mami ngali mi tari biet maro de manya nerba tarba bon bin ba ka bak kun ka pa give me sin de zam la ba so mam da yete mam den lam da ana bal mam de mi ta ba fu mam sin ga do ala pa.
Next, we meet Lydia at Twibisa, a single mother in Sandema in the Bursa North district of the Upper East region. Lydia had her son, Tobias, after just 6 months of pregnancy.
When I was pregnant, around 6 months, I was admitted at Sandema Hospital about 2 weeks. So the doctor said they have to refer me to Bolaga because my condition was critical. When they removed the boy, they said this thing was 1.3.
Just like Agana and his wife, Lydia was met with stigma and name-calling from people within her vicinity simply because she gave birth to a premature child.
I collected the loan. About 3 months that I got pregnant. When I got pregnant, I can't do anything. I was hospitalized. Even I can't stand for just 30 minutes. And when you come back, once you are alive, they will follow you for the money. You know, normally we form group loan. So when they came, one of my friends said, oh, I should come. She will fix ribbon for me. So when I fixed the ribbon, I went to home. They came that if I don't have money, I'll go and fix my hair. So they came with group fighting with me. By his grace, one even pushed me. So the boy was going to fall and somebody hold him. And the insult. And I said, because of my son. So they should give me time. They say, you are giving birth to a rat and you don't learn people to think. Everything, your son, your son, your son. This rat too.
The stigma that Lydia and Agana experienced was between 7 and 11 years ago, perhaps long enough for the beliefs that resulted in their stigmatization to begin to change. However, Only 8 months ago, this young lady delivered a preterm baby, and she was not spared stigma even from her close family relations. She agreed to feature in this documentary on condition that we hide her identity, so we name her Mary. Mary had a son after just 7.5 months of pregnancy.
Some of the things were saying that this child is a really child, and the way they see the child, they are feeling pity for me. Whether this child will survive, I'm just spending a lot of money and then all these things. So I was also sad.
Mary's husband was working in Accra at the time she delivered, so they agreed that he stayed back in Accra to continue his work since they needed the money at that crucial time. This was in the hope that the husband's family would be there to give Mary all the support she would need while the husband continues to work and send remittances. However, Mary's in-laws abandoned her and the baby because they felt a premature child was not a real human being.
I was running here and there. I was alone. But none of my husband people came. I was buying drugs. Sometimes the hospital will say there's no drugs there. I have to go outside and buy. But because there's nobody to hold the child or to go and buy me some, if I get somebody, I have to message, then they will buy some for me. All this one was happening when my husband people were giving comments that the child will not survive. The child is not a really child. So because of that, none of them came there to see me.
The story of Gifty Berry, a fashion designer at Bolgatanga, is a unique one. Gifty was born preterm over 30 years ago, and same for her husband, who was out of town at the time of our visit. Gifty's mother suffered a lot just because she gave birth to Gifty before the 9th month. Gifty tells me her own father did not want to accept her just because she was a premature child.
My daddy wasn't happy with my mother having a preterm child. So my case was terrible. My case was terrible. They have to even suck my mother out. Growing up wasn't easy. That little thing would just scatter, would just throw my things out, go. If I had known you grew up to be like this, like I would have killed you. Those kind of ways. That hurt me so much.
Now in her 30s, Gifty and her husband also have a preterm daughter. She was born 9 months ago after 7 months of pregnancy. Even then, Gifty has heard many unpleasant comments made against her preterm daughter.
You know, if you have a preterm child, people want to come and see and go out and talk a lot about them. I had an incident. One woman came when we were discharged home and just came and held the child and said, that her daughter is even better than this one. Her granddaughter is better than her. And I felt bad. And people, the way people think about them, everybody wants to come and see.
It would appear then that strange traditional beliefs and stigmatization against premature babies and their parents are as prevalent in the present day as they were in the olden days. But what really are the causes of premature births? Dr. Kwashi Jochi, the doctor in charge of the Neonatal Intensive Care Unit of the Bolgatanga Hospital, explains.
Ideally, a pregnancy should last 40 weeks. So when a baby is born before 37 weeks, then we can say the baby is premature. So premature is caused by a number of reasons. So it could be caused by maternal infections, that's maternal genital tract infections, caused by maternal diabetes, it could be caused by, hypertension, preeclampsia, eclampsia, and also in multiple gestations, like twins, triplets, it's also common in such.
Giving birth to premature babies is quite normal. In fact, 15 million premature babies are born worldwide every year, according to the World Health Organization. Compared to mature babies, preterm babies are weaker and more easily prone to health complications. However, scientific advancements have made it possible for preterm babies to be nursed into healthy, normal adults, even in developing countries like Ghana. This baby was born a few minutes after my arrival at the Neonatal Intensive Care Unit of the Bolgatanga Hospital. He was born after 32 weeks in the womb instead of the normal 37 completed weeks. I observed healthcare staff as they took the baby through the very first medical steps to keeping him safe and healthy. Mahamadou Dokurugu is a pediatric nurse.
What we are doing now is to ensure that baby doesn't suffer hypothermia, that is low temperature. So we are nursing the baby under a radiant warmer. In doing that, we check the airway too to see whether there are secretions inside. If there are any secretions, we suction both mouth and nose. And then we clean the baby to ensure that baby is well dried, and we wear baby's diapers. Now what we'll do after our assessment will be to pass a line and take blood and do lab test. The lab test will tell us what is the problem with the baby now. The other things we'll do is we'll take sample for culture and sensitivity. That culture will tell us the organisms that are in the baby's system and the drug that we can use to take care of that.
Mothers of preterm babies must play a role to ensure their babies survive. One major healthcare procedure mothers and even fathers of preterm babies are taken through is the Kangaroo mother care, a process in which the baby is placed in the bosom of either parent and wrapped with a cloth so as to help regulate the baby's body temperature.
It's just like mother backing the baby in the house like we are doing. But this one, we have made it in a way that it's a backing bed in front, and you shouldn't wear a dress before you put the baby. As at the time the preterm was born, he should still be in the uterus of the mother, where he will receive warmth from the mother, and it's the mother temperature that the baby too will be benefiting. But as baby is out, she's now exposed to the open environment, the external environment, and she's supposed to now maintain his own body temperature. At that time, most of the organs are not matured. The skin is not matured. That's the barrier, the first barrier. So it looks very light. As a result, it's easy for the fluid to escape. And as the fluid is escaping from the baby's body, it also goes with the heat. So the baby is prone to lose more heat. So to ensure that those babies do not suffer low temperature that can result to their death, if baby is stable, what we are seeing the mother doing is what we call KMC. The KMC simply means Kangaroo mother care.
So, how come there are issues of stigma against preterm babies and their parents in some communities, despite the contributions of medical advancements to the survival of these babies? Jauharatu Amadou works with the Rural Initiatives for Self-Empowerment, Rise Ghana, a local NGO based in the Upper East region. She is in charge of a project called the Mother Baby Friendly Health Facility Initiative. The aim of the project is mainly to promote the well-being of mothers and their unborn or newborn babies. Therefore, she often goes to rural communities to organize advocacy talks.
Even when you go through our antenatal care unit, we always prepare our mothers towards giving birth at 9 months. Forgetting that or not consciously remembering that some women give birth before 9 months. So awareness on how women should prepare themselves that they can give birth before 9 months is not usually discussed at our homes and in our communities.
Jao Haratu says the issue of strange beliefs and stigma against preterm babies boil down to widespread ignorance and a lack of education in some communities.
In the communities that we engage, usually men that have their wives give birth to this type of babies, there are some men who abandon the mothers, usually even if the mother is at NICU. They say that the baby is a spirit child. Some would tell you that I went and saw my baby, the baby looks like a lizard, it's not my baby. Or is it the fact that the woman has gone behind the husband and got pregnant, and so she's giving birth to this type of baby, and so it's a punishment to the mother. So we have families who abandon these mothers, families who abandon the baby. The mother can definitely not run away from the baby, so they abandon the baby.
All the parents interviewed in this documentary faced similar challenges. These are high expenses and strict medical precautions they had to follow without fail.
I used to take a week's salary and it was okay. I'm a carpenter, all right. And the pay was okay to me. And I used to do some petty jobs too outside. So I used to get money. I am used to the old currency. Yes, I'm used to the old currency. 30 million. 3,000. I gave 3,000 to the doctor for some taps, for some medicines. And in hand, in bulk, I was having 150 million in hand, cash. It was all pumped into that baby.